Many people believe that nothing can trouble a Sigma male. Nothing can shake their cool, controlled nature. They are frequently seen as lone wolves, self-sufficient and untainted by the thoughts and deeds of others. While in certain circumstances this could be the case, other factors may cause them to go too far. There's more going on inside than meets the eye, even if they don't show it on the outside. Here are 10 things that can really get to Sigma males. Number 1. Unnecessary micromanagement and control. For these people, having too much power is one of the most annoying things. Being constantly observed and reprimanded on insignificant issues can be limiting and annoying. It conveys a message of mistrust, implying that they can't handle things independently without someone hovering over them. This mistrust has the potential to severely stifle initiative, motivation, and innovation. Rather than increasing productivity, micromanagement often has the opposite effect. It hinders development, stifles progress, and can foster an atmosphere of discontent and poor self-esteem. Some may retreat, become disengaged, or even look for settings where their abilities and autonomy are treated with greater respect and worth. The key to avoiding this predicament is figuring out the ideal balance between providing direction and granting autonomy. It might be significantly more productive to set clear goals and then give people the freedom to accomplish them in their own unique way. Number 2. Using status or power without reason and thought. Sigma males hate it when individuals abuse their position of authority or influence. They find it offensive when someone believes they are superior to others simply because they have a position of authority or title. They think that regardless of one's status, everyone deserves respect. It hurts when someone orders people around mindlessly or only for attention. For Sigma males, it goes against reason, justice, and equality to witness someone abusing their position of authority. They will probably stop respecting those who act in such a manner and make an effort to avoid situations like this. It's not about questioning authority, rather, it's about being irritated by the carelessness, disregard, and lack of reasoning with which power is exercised. It makes Sigma males doubt the morality and skill of those in authority, which makes it difficult for them to remain devoted or inspired. They flourish in settings where rank and authority are utilized sensibly to elevate others and further the common good rather than for personal gain or to denigrate those in less position. Number 3. Explaining their lifestyle or choice. Another thing that gets to these people is having to justify the way they conduct their lives. It seems as though everyone expects them to have a rationale for every action, from significant life decisions to little everyday routines. It is frustrating to have to defend their decisions all the time. Being authentic to oneself is more important than trying to fit in or win praise from others. When people disagree with their decisions, especially when they have no impact on other people, they find it irritating. People seem unable to see that someone can just wish to carry out tasks in a different way. Imagine having to defend your decision to keep your personal life private rather than post it on social media frequently, or why you choose calm weekends over boisterous parties. They are subjected to that type of scrutiny, which might make it difficult for them to just enjoy their way of life. They hope that people will acknowledge that not everyone has the same priorities or travels the same route. They don't need to show to the outside world that they know what is best for them in their hearts. It's important to make your path in life rather than live up to the expectations of others. Their incessant desire for explanation tests not just their endurance but also their very nature. Number 4. Receiving unreasonable orders. Few things irritate them more than directives that don't make sense or have a distinct goal. Their initial reaction is to inquire and try to comprehend when given instructions that don't appear to make sense. Unfortunately, people who greatly value independence and sound judgment feel quite irritated when explanations are dishonest or equally ridiculous. It is not only inconvenient to be required to complete things that seem worthless, it also seems like a waste of their time and abilities. Sigma males are motivated by efficiency and purpose, therefore it might be discouraging to assign them jobs that appear to contradict these values. It isn't about being disobedient or not wanting to work as a team, rather, it is about feeling let down when one's potential isn't being fully realized. They desire to know the reasoning behind their acts, yet they're more than eager to accept challenges and responsibilities. Orders that don't make sense cause problems for them in their workflow and limit their capacity to make a significant contribution. Their drive is severely undermined by this circumstance, which may lead them to seek out environments where reason and intention are paramount. Number 5. Excessively dramatic or emotional behavior. Some people like exaggerating minor issues in an attempt to draw compassion or attention from others. They can escalate a little disagreement into a heated dispute or cry over something that doesn't call for such a strong response. This type of action turns off Sigma males. They don't see the need for emotional outbursts and drama, especially when it's not called for. It might be difficult for them to relate to someone who behaves extremely dramatically or passionately since they respect reason and reasoning. They like to deal with emotions and problems in a cool-headed and collected manner, particularly if they believe a compromise or solution is achievable. They may even feel exhausted by the overabundance of emotions in a given circumstance and fail to see the need to make things more difficult than they need to be. It's not that they are insensitive or uncaring, they simply don't see the need to stir up needless drama. Instead, they would prefer to concentrate on coming up with a workable solution or ending the matter completely. It may not be the ideal strategy for everyone, but for Sigma males, this is how it works best. Number 6. Being trapped in boring conversations. Sigma males find it quite annoying to be caught down in endless conversations about unimportant topics. Imagine being in a gathering where people are gossiping about strangers or laughing and chatting about who wore what on TV the night before. It seems as though you are wasting your breath and time on pointless activities that fail to pique your interest. Even though it's a terrific way to start a conversation, people don't like small talk for very long. Celebrity chaos and the newest fashion trends don't interest Sigma males. They are interested in talking about concepts, stories, and important issues that broaden their horizons and sharpen their minds. They struggle to participate in talks that get off topic and become disinterested easily. This can make mingling rather difficult, particularly in settings where casual conversation is anticipated. They just don't find delight or worth in conversing about topics that don't pique their brains or emotions. It's not that they believe they are superior to others. They would much rather be left alone than pretend to be interested in a meaningless conversation. It's about being honest and having meaningful conversations. Number 7. Spending time with those who lack understanding. For Sigma males, dealing with others who are unable of or unwilling to consider other points of view may be quite difficult. When you attempt to convey your points of view, it's as if you're speaking a foreign language and are met with resentful looks or blank stares in return. This mismatch is more than just miscommunication. It's about feeling invisible and unheard in a society that frequently values conformity above uniqueness. It is tiresome when their thoughts or emotions are consistently disregarded or misconstrued. It's not just about having a consensus on everything. What irritates them is when there's no attempt to comprehend. That presents a challenge. Imagine bringing up something really important to you, only to have it disregarded or discounted just because it departs from the accepted wisdom. Particularly in conventional work situations, this sort of experience can cause a sense of isolation that makes it difficult to connect with people and establish common ground. Being the rarest personality type has its challenges since it's difficult to connect with like-minded individuals. To fit in, yet, they will not compromise who they are. Number 8. Being required to put popularity or social standing first. Popularity and social standing can be highly valued by many, even at the expense of their morals or authentic selves. But this kind of thinking isn't consistent with how Sigma males behave. They're fed up with always attempting to live up to social expectations or pursuing recognition. It feels like a waste of time and energy. When people ask them to prioritize these things over everything else, it irritates me a lot. They frequently believe that it is useless to feel pressured to adhere to what society considers significant. Even if it means defying social norms, they would much prefer to concentrate on their passions and interests. While recognition they may receive along the road is a bonus, it is not their primary driving force. They find it difficult to accept the notion that a person's value is determined by their social status or the number of friends they have. Sigma males want genuine, meaningful connections above shallow ones, even if many individuals form ties in an attempt to rise in social standing. They aim to be genuine rather than to become well-liked. To them, everything else seems fake and superficial. Number 9. Being interrupted or talked over in discussions. Have you ever been in a conversation when you were expressing a point of view and someone interrupted you because they felt their perspective was more significant? They talk over you every time you try to say something, giving the impression that you are not even present. One thing that enrages Sigma males is that not only is it problematic when someone can't complete a sentence, but it also demonstrates a lack of regard for other people's opinions and contributions. It is not a contest to see who can speak the longest or loudest during a discussion. Rather, the goal is to share ideas and learn from others. They may completely stop participating in the conversation if they are stopped frequently. They don't bother attempting to out-talk or speak louder than the other person. That type of conduct isn't what they do. It is demeaning and at odds with their mutual respect and open-mindedness. Because Sigma males are analytical and deliberate, being interrupted throws them off, and sometimes even makes them feel as though their opinions are unimportant. Even though their modest attitude might make them simple to ignore or undervalue, their ideas and efforts are nonetheless worth considering. So rather than interrupting people to talk over them, Sigma males would rather be silent or go on to avoid causing unneeded drama. Number 10. Having their privacy violated or interrupted. For Sigma males, spending time alone is not merely a pleasure, but a necessity. It seems like an infringement on their personal space when someone suddenly enters their time. They use this time to themselves to refuel, think things through, and partake in things they like, free from criticism or other influence. Interruptions may be quite annoying, especially when they are about unimportant things. Whether they're unwinding, working on a project, or deep in meditation, it breaks their flow. They respect people's boundaries and demand the same in return, but that doesn't imply they detest company or social situations. While it seems sensible to ignore their alone time during crises and other pressing situations, persistent disregard might lead to conflict. Imagine that just as you're about to relax, think, or just take in the silence, someone suddenly barges into your personal space and demands that you perform a menial task. What would you think about that? For Sigma males, isolation serves as a means of grounding themselves and recharging, a necessity that many may not comprehend or view as strange or antisocial. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and found it valuable, please consider giving it a thumbs up, sharing it with your friends, and subscribing to our channel for more content like this. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Also, check out the next video on your screen for more great content.